Hello there YouTubers, my name is Rob. I'm from England but I live now in Vancouver in Canada. Over the last few years I've become more and more interested in Scotch whisky and other whiskies such as Japanese whisky. I've been watching quite a lot of YouTube videos recently about whisky to try and give myself a bit more information. I found the videos to be very useful. And I decided that I would give it a go. So here we are, this is my first YouTube video, never done one before. I hope you find it useful. What I'm going to do today is to go through the small collection that I have, tell you a bit about what I've tasted and the reasons that I bought the whisky, whether or not I've enjoyed it. I would like to move on to do full whisky reviews, although I don't have the knowledge that a lot of YouTubers do about whisky. I'm by no means an expert. I'm just really beginning to get into this again. But you know, the knowledge that I have, I'm very happy to share, and I hope that you find useful. I'm very sorry about the low production value of this video. I'm filming it on an iPad in a part of my apartment called the solarium, which is just a very windowy area of the apartment, and it's either boiling hot or freezing cold. It looks like a balcony, it's not, it's a solarium. Right now it's absolutely baking and the sun is beating down on that window. So forgive the low production values. As I say, it's the only quiet place we have in our apartment because we've got a young baby. So without any further delay, I'll get on with the first whisky, which is the Aberfeldy 12-year-old. I was a bit disappointed with this, I have to say. It didn't do an awful lot for me. There wasn't a lot to write home about. It just seemed a bit generic. I bought it because it was a single malt with an age statement and it was pretty cheap. Highland, it's okay. I'm just sort of getting into it, but I'm not finding a lot to say about it really. So that's the 12-year-old Aberfeldy. I have the Nicker from the barrel, which is a Japanese blended whisky, bottled at quite a high percentage, 51.4% ABV, and it comes in this rather fetching little perfume bottle like so many Japanese whiskies do. I do quite like this one actually. I would buy it again. Okay, so that's the Nicker from the barrel. Another Japanese whisky that I actually haven't opened yet. This is the Whisky Japanese Harmony Masters Select edition, which is a travel-only bottling of this Japanese blended whisky. A lot of people will know that the 12-year-old Hibiki blend has now been discontinued, and we have the no age statement Japanese Harmony. I've yet to open it. It was bought for me by somebody who came to visit me here in Vancouver, but I will open it and I will review it for you as well. So that's the Hibiki Japanese Harmony. Next we have the Laphroaig 18. I'm quite a fan of Islay whiskies, but I do like, as well as a medicinal peat, I do like something to balance it out a little bit. So I went for this Laphroaig. I have had a bottle of the 10-year-old before. It's okay, you know, I really like it for what it is, but this I think will have a bit more to go at. Aged 18 years, they do a 10, a 15 and 18 I think is a standard bottling, and there are some other like double wood and triple this, triple that. This is the 18-year-old. I'm looking forward to opening that. I've not opened it yet because I only bought it today and it's only 8 o'clock in the evening. Next up we have the Highland Park Dark Origins. I'm really enjoying this actually. I've only recently bought it. It's no age statement, but I think it's reasonably old. I did approach it with trepidation, which was unfair because it's in a completely black bottle, so I thought, what kind of young spirit is hanging out in here? It's very, very good. It's slightly smoky, it's very rich. It's a little bit more expensive than the 12-year-old. I wouldn't normally pay more for a no age statement whiskey than I would for the 12-year-old. But this is really, really good. And I do recommend it. Next up we have the Edredor 10-year-old, smallest distillery in Scotland, or at least the smallest established distillery in Scotland. I think they've been undertaken by people since they started to make that statement. This is a really, really good single malt whiskey. The most impressive thing about it is that this is natural colour. It's a very, very deep, rich colour for a 10-year-old, certainly. The only way that you can make whiskey this colour without artificial colouring is to use extremely good casks, which I think Edredor certainly do. You don't see a lot of Edredor. It's a very small distillery, as I say. It deserves more exposure than it gets. So the 10-year-old Edredor, it certainly gets my vote, and hopefully I'll do a more in-depth review for you. Next up, I have the 15-year-old Glenlivet. I bought this one in the UK before I moved to Canada. Been open a while. It's a supermarket malt. I've only really pecked at it since I bought it. Yeah, it's okay. It's a Christmas present whiskey bought by somebody who doesn't drink whiskey for somebody who does. If you know what I mean. It's okay. I'm not rushing back to go and buy another bottle of it. We have the Ardbeg 10, which is at the moment my favourite Islay peated single malt. It's extremely good, very well put together. There's an awful lot of marketing behind it, but I think it lives up to that hype. I think it is a very, very good single malt if you like an Islay. Next up is the Old Pulteney 12-year-old single malt. This is fantastic. It's got a real salty sea air note to it. It's very lightly peated, very gentle peat, but it is absolutely lovely, really easy to get on with. Old Pulteney, it is underrated, and I have to say, for the price, I certainly recommend it. I think it's a really fantastic single malt. Next up, and this is an exciting one, this is the Suntory Toki, which is a Japanese blended whiskey from Suntory. I picked this up today. It was released in Canada only a couple of days ago. I don't believe it's been released yet in the UK. It's already flying off the shelves. Japanese whiskey is extremely fashionable, and I had to go to 3 liquor stores to get it. I had to ask for the shelf to be restocked because people had just, like a swarm of locusts, had bought this up. I actually don't know if it's any good. It looks very light in colour. It might be completely generic, it might be completely awful. It might be a bottle of Bell's that they put a Japanese symbol on. I don't know yet because I haven't bought it. As I say, I only bought it a couple of hours ago. But I will open this up and review it because reviews are very thin on the ground for this very new malt whiskey. And the last one in my collection is this, the 21-year-old Glenfarclas. This is an absolute cracker. It is an absolute sherry monster. It is really thick, rich, sweet, lots of dry fruit. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolute nectar. If it weren't so expensive, I could drain the whole darn thing. It is absolutely wonderful. It's not cheap. It's over 200 Canadian dollars here, but it's 21-year-old. It's wonderfully put together. independent distillery, Glenfarclas. I wholeheartedly recommend it. If you're looking to spend that level, I really don't think that you can go far wrong with this Glenfarclas 21. Okay, so I've given you a very, very brief overview. As I say, I'm not an expert in any of this. I just wanted to go through what I bought, what's available to me in the Canadian market. I hope you found it useful. If this gets more than 4 views, which would surprise me, I might start to do some proper whiskey tastings and proper reviews. I'd like to put a shout out to the whiskey commentators that have helped me so far. That would be Ralphie Stuff from Scotland and the Isle of Man. Really enjoy his 500 odd YouTube videos. I started watching him at work, probably going to get the sack. I enjoy Horst Looning from whisky.com. I watch him in English if he's got a video in English. If he's not got one in English, I'll watch it in German and understand probably about a third of it. And I like Joe at Whisky Wednesday as well. Those are the 3 whiskey commentators that I tune into the most on YouTube. Okay, I think it's probably time to call it a day. As I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to comment or follow me. I'll respond to all comments on this video. Maybe this will be the one and only video, maybe it will be the first of many. We shall have to see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.